Back now on Triad today, and we have a guest with us who is a good friend of mine, and we like to get around here as often as possible, not often enough. Lori Bates, our director, let's say our good friend Sheila Jones, who of course is Director of Marketing and Development for Mountain Valley Hospice and Palliative Care. Welcome, dear.
Hello, I'm glad to be back.
And you were in the hospital recently, and all better now.
All better.
Yeah.
Good to go.
Good, look good. Now, first remind us, as we always do, because I think this is important, to take 15 or 20 seconds and remind us what hospice care is.
Hospice care is providing care to anyone with a life expectancy of 6 months or less. Primarily in the
6 months or less.
6 months or less. That means no matter what they have, if it takes its normal course, if the doctor feels that it'll be 6 months or less, then they're appropriate for our services.
And of course, there are palliative care services that can happen before then to sort of move into the process.
Right. They don't have to be 6 months or less. There's going to be someone who just has a chronic situation that needs to be managed, a symptom of some type, pain or what have you.
Right. Now, what's so special about the month of November? That's coming up.
It's National Hospice Month. So it's a time when we want to try to bring awareness to what we do and the services that are offered and how folks can learn about hospice and end-of-life care.
Well, talk about learning about hospice. And you're out in all sorts of communities because you represent such a wide area in North Carolina and Virginia. What misconceptions do you hear? Give me an example of a misconception that you hear sometimes when you go out.
Well, one of the big ones is that, they're in hospice and they're going to die within a couple of days. No, we like to have folks, 6 months or longer, based on what their criteria is. We want them to be able to be out and drive and be out and visit with their family, and we encourage the great quality of life
toward the end of life.
If we wait and get those patients the last couple of weeks of their life or the last few days of their life, we can do a lot, but we don't get to support the family as much as we would like to.
Right, and I have to tell folks at home, and I've said this before, but in case we have any new viewers, I went through this with Mom and Dad both before they passed away, and we had them in the system like a year ahead of time, and I can't tell you how good a feeling it was for the family to have that support.
The support's not just for the patient, it's for you guys,
for the family
with the surviving families.
So we understand more about what's going on. Is it important to shop around when deciding, and I hate to use shop around because it makes it sound like some kind of grocery store thing, but if I have a loved one who looks like this he or she may need hospice care, is it important for me to go around and talk to different hospices?
You can either do that or just kind of do a little homework in the background. Think about what other services that the hospice or organization might have that you may have to use. For instance, our agency has Transitions. Transitions is a program for folks who are not quite ready for hospice. Maybe they are 12 months, maybe 18 months out from their prognosis.
Right.
And so we could go ahead and start building a relationship with those folks and helping them guide themselves through the system and the things that they may be eligible for. And so that also really helps because then when they come time for them needing what we call full hospice, then they built a relationship with the volunteers or the staff members, and they can continue that along throughout their journey. Right,
and you can take people from throughout your region, but also if I have somebody in Charlotte or whatever, and I feel like I'm nearer to you, and I'd like to have my family with me who's going into hospice, we can do that. I mean,
yes.
You're not restricted to a certain area, are you?
No, we like to use our 16-county map as a guide. But it's really up to the choice of the family. If we can get to them from any one of our locations in about 50 minutes to 60 minutes, we will offer to serve them.
That's good to know. Now, what's so special about Mountain Valley Hospice, if you had to say it in 30 seconds or so, that makes you all so unique, do you think?
We're the region's choice. We have multiple different layers of end-of-life care that we can provide, for children, the grief support for children.
Helping veterans, too.
The veterans, yes, and the pets, the Pet Peace of Mind program, keeping those pets and those patients together as long as possible.
Lots of good stuff.
Many programs, yes.
Before I go to as I go to the website, Lori, mountainvalleyhospice.org, I want to get Sheila to answer this. You're still accepting cash donations, but you can also accept goods, right?
Yes, we can.
Anything that you might need for supplies?
Well, we have a wish list on our website.
Oh, good.
They can go to that website, and that wish list will tell you things such as like coolers or, for different events and different things that patients and families may need in their homes or even at the hospice home.
And they can always use volunteers, and I'll talk to her more about that when she comes back in a couple months. And thanks, Sheila, for all you do.
Thank you.